What's going on, people? Welcome to the live match reaction. Wolves to Palace 2. What on earth did we just watch? As always, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Make sure to get involved throughout the show. The link is open right now where you can call into the show live by clicking on the pinned comment, as well as dropping in your comments in the live comment section if you don't want to call into the show. Just this quick disclaimer, my head is absolutely pounding. Tonight is hurting like crazy, so apologies in advance. I'm going to try to get through the show. I don't know how long the show will be, but let's just see. As always, sorry about the delay as well, people. I know there was a bit of a delay, but at some point I was thinking, can I even do the show? But then I'm here. What a crazy game. In fact, I'm not going to waste some time. I'll give my thoughts on the game in about a few minutes' time. But let's bring on the first guest, and that is CPFC Jordan. Jordan, how you doing?
What's happening? How are you? You right?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, it's all right, mate. Just passenger princessing back home now.
How was it? You was at the game. What do you make of it?
The light show was nice.
It was crazy. It was a crazy game.
Yeah, I was underwhelmed by the selection, and I was very underwhelmed with the substitutions.
Okay. What about the selection was you not happy with?
Well, Daichi in midfield, centre mid. You know, why can't he play the 10?
Yeah, I think the problem is the lack of options, maybe off the bench. I guess if Daichi doesn't play, it would have been Cheick Doucouré starting, who has been injured, who hasn't really played many games this season, and for a very long time, to be fair. And also you got Devaney, who could potentially play there as well. But the problem is, I mean, what was that?
I'd play him.
Yeah. Kamada, look, defensively, he's not the greatest of players. He's not. And he's still adapting to life in the Premier League. But for me, after we went 1-0 up, and I'll be honest, it's been on my mind from the Spurs game. But of course, that was the first win of the season. And I was very happy with it. But some of our game management is so baffling. And this goes down to the players as well as the manager. Like, we're 1-0 up. And you have Guehi pushing forward. Of course, you want to get the second goal, right? But is there need for Guehi to push forward? Is there need for us to be so aggressive after being 1-0 up? Just keep the game tight. Frustrate them. And we kind of gave the game to them. On the other end, though, Jordan, we could have scored 5 goals today. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, we could have at least scored 5 goals today. And we missed a lot of chances in front of goal. Sarr, not the greatest games in front of goal. Nketiah, I think the only player that really was, good in attack was Mateta. Apart from that, we were not clinical enough. And I'm baffled by how we didn't win that game. I mean, we scored 2 goals, but how on earth did we not score more goals? Did you see the disallowed goal? Of course, he was there. What did he make of it?
I did, yeah. It was because we were right in that corner. It looked to me like he got the ball before the keeper got an actual grip on it.
Yeah. For me, I was watching at home. Of course, I couldn't go to the game. I've just been down this whole week. I did feel like he was a bit harsh on us, I'll be honest, because it never on the replays. Of course, you was at the ground, so you saw it better than me. But on the replays, he never got a full grip of the ball. It seemed like he had 2 hands on the ball, but it wasn't really confident. Like he lost it straight away, and I don't think there was much impact there from Munoz. But then again,
I think he got a toe to it before he even got it in his clutches. That's what it looked like to me, watching it on the screen in the stadium as well.
I guess, look, you've gone to the... you've gone to the game. We've picked up a point away from home against Wolves. I mean, you look at the bench, not the strongest of benches. We've had better benches in the past, especially with the amount of youth players. For me, the subs were a bit weird. I guess I'll talk about it later on in the show. Klein came on and Doucouré came on, which made sense, but it was a bit too defensive. Munoz as like a number 10. I would have rather seen an Agbenoni in that position, one of the youngsters as the attacker, rather than Munoz playing a bit more than his role.
Munoz would have been better going into central mid and Kamada then going up to the 10 instead of him.
I mean, it was a baffling game. But the positive is, if we create that many chances going forward, and hopefully we're not as sloppy on the counter attack, we win more games this season. It was not a terrible performance. I guess that's the
No.
one positive you take from it, despite not winning. How are you feeling about the Fulham game?
Well, no Hughes now, is there? Because he's suspended.
Yeah, we're lacking numbers. No Walton as well.
So it'll be
Kamada and
Decore, won't it?
Yeah, and Decore, who hasn't played. I mean, how many games has he started this season? None. He came off the. I don't think he started. Did he start a game this season? I can't remember if he did, but
I would start the Venny and Kamada and keep Decore as a sub for that game.
Yeah,
just to make sure he gets through it.
We just need to get through the next 2 games. Well, in terms of this game, my mindset going into
because it's Fulham and then international, isn't it?
Yeah. After an international break, we should have Walton, Decore, of course, extra rest, so he should be ready for that as well. Eze should hopefully come back, and we were missing key players. I mean, if we did have a full squad and the game went as it did, then of course it would have been more frustrating. But I think context matters as well, and yeah, it was frustrating, but I'm not overly furious about it. We could have won that game on another day, and we should have won that game. If I'm Glasner, I am annoyed at the players for not taking the chances, but it's something to build on. But like Jordan, great having you on. Have a safe journey home, and hopefully we catch up with you again soon.
Thank you, and big up November.
Take care. Big up November. Make sure to support the charity as well. It's a great cause, so make sure to do that. Search up Movember.com, and you'll be able to see the latest on that. Let's bring on Tim next. Tim, 2-2 against Wolves from home. How are you feeling? I don't know how to feel.
Frustrated, man. I mean, there's a lot of. I'll get to the Kamada stuff in the chat because I don't think Kamada was good. I don't think he was good, but I'll get back to that. I'm really fuming about that referee decision. I thought Taylor had a pretty good game right up until that moment. I think that Sa doesn't have control of the ball. That is free for JP to knock it in. He doesn't, Munoz goes over him. He doesn't, I think the argument from the PGMOL is what it looks like is that it gets knocked out of his hands. I didn't see that. Munoz goes over him.
He doesn't goes have over him. Yeah, he doesn't have a full grip of it.
Yeah, he doesn't have his hands on the ball. That is JP's to knock in. Yeah. I think that is terrible. I thought that was a terrible call, but it doesn't excuse the poor play. We did not take our chances. I feel a little bit for Sar D because he knows it. He missed like 4 chances today, and he looked pissed, and he should be. He has to hit the target. He's got to hit the target. By the way, early on, so does Hughes. Hughes has to hit the target too. It comes back to, I mean, I love Hughes, but
Hughes one got blocked off. I think you're talking about the first half chance.
But
it was on target. It was on target.
It was on target, but he's hitting it at the he's hitting it right where the keeper can get it. He's got to place that better. Like he should do better there. But Sar was profligate today. He'll do better. He was pissed at himself, and he should be. We should have won that game. I'm really pissed about the refereeing decision, but it doesn't excuse the poor play. Now, on the positive side, I mean, how about again a lot of fight from that back line? The flick on from Munoz on the equalizer for Gay, great. Chalaba takes a great touch and hits it on the half volley. Beautiful. I mean, so there's good things, but what a missed opportunity. What I'll say about Kamada here, and I'm curious what you think. Kamada is just out of his depth. He's just out of his depth at the 6. He just can't play it. He's not physically good enough to play that position. And still, he had some interventions. He made a couple of runs. He's trying to get the ball forward. I want him to play in a forward position. He shouldn't play as a 6. It's just that is urgent, in my opinion, D. I don't want him playing in that position versus Fulham. I just don't. He's just not good enough, not physical enough for that position. Having said that, I don't know what the hell's wrong with Eddie Nketiah. Every pass was wrong. He lost the ball so many times. I mean, every attack, that is, putting it into Nketiah today, it feels harsh to say it, but every time the ball went into Nketiah, the attacks went to die when they went into when they went into Nketiah today. It was terrible.
Yeah. The thing is, Nketiah didn't have a great game.
He was terrible,
bad game in his own regards in terms of missing chances in front of goal. Some of the chances, I don't know how he doesn't hit on target.
I don't know either.
If it's a save, cool. We talk about the save and we say, how on earth did he miss? But at least he got saved. It's frustrating. Go back next time. But it wasn't good enough. Apart from Mateta in that front three, it wasn't good enough. But despite that, we had 2.89 XG, nearly 3 goals. And we scored 2, but that XG to me is just a lie. Because honestly, we should have scored at least 5 goals today.
Right.
At least 5 goals today. Expected goals in my regard, in my stat book, forget about the maths and the numbers from my own eyes, was at least 5 goals. In the first half, we could have scored 3. Chalobah, he literally cleared it off the line. Well, first of all, he missed from that corner. He missed the ball completely. Then afterwards, he blocked Mateta's shot, which was going in. That should have been a goal there. Will Hughes should have been a goal. Second half, Sarr could have scored a hat trick.
Yeah.
Disallowed goal. The thing is, Tim, normally I'll get mad, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the injuries in the back of my mind, because I did approach this game thinking that a draw wouldn't be the worst result. Wharton out for 4 weeks. He should be back after an international break, because international break, as it's out for this game and the Fulham game, then we have 2 weeks till the next game. So he should be back by then. And I just feel like we just have to ride it through the next 2 games. And today, if we lost, I would have been very upset, especially with the amount of chances that we missed.
Same.
But it's positive that we still created those chances. Surely on another day, you score more than 2 goals based on that.
I'd agree with that. I'd also say it is a positive that the fight is still there. Like, it was very sloppy, very nervy. 3 games played in 7 days, obviously leggy, obviously tired. The heads weren't at it. Like, obviously physically and mentally tired. So mistakes and just physically not fully at it. So clearly this was not, nobody should confuse this for a good performance. It wasn't. It really wasn't a good performance. But like, that's 4 points in a week. That's 2 wins and a draw, unbeaten in 3, moving on to the quarterfinals in the Carabao Cup and the League Cup. You still now, you have another weekend where you're outside the drop. It's not good enough, but it is progress. But you're right. Like, what makes a game like this so frustrating is you could just see it. Like, it was there to be seized. And that is maddening when you know that it's there to, like, Wolves are there for the taking and the chances are there and you don't take them. That is maddening. But I'm with you in that the injuries are definitely holding us back. Hughes is going to be out for Fulham. So yeah, it is super frustrating.
Very thin.
I would ask you and see how you feel about this, because the back line was good again, but it was also, there were mistakes in the back line too.
Yeah,
Chalobah makes a big one that leads to that goal. So do you, knowing that Kamada just cannot play central midfield D, he just can't, and you're probably not going to use Devaney in a central midfield role, do you move either Gueye or Chalobah into central midfield alongside Decore to just create something stronger there in midfield? And then if Richards comes back, you either play him at left center back, which is his best position, or if you're going to play Chalobah, you move Chalobah into central midfield and you play Kleiny at right center back.
We've played good defensive football so far this season, even when we were not winning games. And based on what he said about thinking about Chalobah going into midfield. He's never really considered it. And he did mention that the back three are playing well together. And I agree with him. I wouldn't really change the back three, in all honesty. We got Fulham. Then after that, we should be fine in terms of players coming back from injuries. So I think we go for one more
you
game.
keep it as is and you take the risk with Kamada?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. I don't think we got many other options. I'm not going to change the back line because defensively, we have been good. I mean, if we can't beat Fulham, let's try at least get a point against them. And I think this defense today, it was annoying because of individual mistakes. See, for the first goal, especially, it was just baffling. The first goal was just baffling. Why we pushed up so much, and then Chalobah, of course, missed the ball. But it was silly errors. In the big parts so far this season, we have been all right defensively. So for me, I wouldn't change that for one game, and I don't think Glasner will as well. Just try, keep the defensive shape. But look, today, Tim, we did create chances. So for me, yes,
we created a lot of chances.
Yeah, we created a lot of chances. So on another day, we could be here talking about a 4-2, I don't know, 5-2 win or 5-0, 5. It just depends. We could have, of course, if some buts. But yeah, it wasn't a terrible game for us to make changes like that, in my opinion. But of course, some people may disagree. I just think it's just one game. If it was a long term, we can have serious conversations. But one more game, and then we should have players back. Who should be back anyways for Villa? Wharton hopefully should be back, and then we look a bit stronger. Let's see what happens with Lerma as well. Of course, we're missing Lerma, so we're very thin right now in terms of numbers. So, but yeah.
Can I just address something super quick? I don't want anybody to think that I'm picking on Kamada here. I agree. He wasn't the issue. My point is that there was a lot in the chat about Kamada was terrible and letting Nketiah off the hook. I am unwilling to do that. I think Kamada is not good enough in central midfield, but he was not the problem. I agree with that. He was not the problem. I thought Nketiah was where attacks went to die. I thought he was the problem. I also think bringing Schlupp off the bench is another problem. I bring on Agbenoni to be honest.
The subs were baffling. The subs were genuinely baffling.
It is baffling.
Klein, Schlupp. Who else? Klein, Schlupp. Is that no? Surely more.
I don't know if there's anybody else.
Yeah, Klein and Schlupp, but it just felt bad. No, surely we brought on more. No, we brought on one more player as well. Decore, of course. In midfield. But apart from Decore, the Klein one for Nketiah was negative for me. And then even then, when people talk,
it looked like we were playing for the point at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Even the sub with Jeffrey Schlupp coming on for Ismail Sarr, I think this should show people in terms of where we are at with some of the youngsters and how many opportunities that they'll get in the short term. Anyways, I don't know about the long term. Yeah, but if Asher not coming on in a game like this is for Sarr or for Eddie Nketiah. I
would have brought him on for Nketiah. That's the sub, right?
We decided. The biggest thing was Klein comes on. Of course, he goes right wing back. Munoz goes into that number 10 position. Right. Glasner basically said in this game, he'd rather have Munoz playing that position than a player who's a bit more attacking. And that kind of shows everything right now where we're at with Asher. It's a bit disappointing, the subs. It was a bit negative, but I guess the game was a bit wild, so he just wanted to leave there with a point. But yeah, with the youngsters, we just have to lower expectations, I guess. Until it changes from the manager. I don't know for what reason, but I was waiting for Asher. I'm looking at Eddie Nketiah. I'm looking at Ismail Sarr. It's not working. Right. Asher, this is your time. Go on, Asher. Show us what you can do. But still, we decided not to go with that approach, and it kind of shows us where we're at with those. But next game, Fulham, another big game, but the amount of injuries, and Will Hughes, by the way, is out for the next game as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough ask. They're playing on Monday night, so 2 days less rest. But then again, we're playing at home. I guess if we get the home crowd going, Anderson should be back. I think he's got that red card, but I can't remember.
Yeah, you would presume he's probably back. I mean, you would hope that. Look, we just played 3 matches in 7 days. You should have slightly fresher legs.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. The Villa game, traveling away from home to Villa and having that intensity for 90 minutes, and then same with Spurs. And then this game, I'm surprised at the players because they didn't really show it. Maybe they did with the missed chances, maybe, but then Sarr didn't play. Let's not use that as an excuse. That's a bad excuse. Look, I do think fresher legs, 1 week rest, and training a whole week, having that rest plus training, I think it will come good. It will come good. And as long as we don't lose that game and then go into the international break with 4 games unbeaten, I think things are looking a bit more positive, right, for Glasner? Or does it need
I
to win
would
that
say,
game?
I mean, I think they look more positive right now. Look, the thing that was not lacking, the main thing. So let me give you the positive before I let other people come on if we have other people coming on. But the main positive for me is that the fight is still there. Like, it was messy. It was really poor. It was really subpar in terms of the actual performance, but the fight is there. And I guess we could talk about that Sport Bank rumor if you want to talk about that. But the fight is still there, D. They clearly, Glasner has got them playing. They're trying, but it did not come off in this game. There's a huge difference between we ain't trying and we ain't playing for the manager versus we're trying and it just all went completely wrong. This was not this I don't feel great. I don't feel great about this game, but at least I feel like, look, the fight is still there, and then you, like you said, you just have to get through it. But yeah, this is a tough watch. It was nowhere near good enough, but I would be more concerned. Like, this is not the benchmark for me. D is
It was better than the Forest game, though. When you're looking at like the 2 games, it's frustrating for the different reasons.
Very frustrating for
it's frustrating
totally
for different reasons. The Forest game, we looked lost out there. This game is, once again, we can go back to taking chances, being clinical in front of goal, but
yes,
it's more down to that rather than just being lost all over the pitch and talking about balance and this and that. It's like individuals not stepping up, because today, tactically, I don't think, for me anyways, I won't question the manager, because tactically it was fine. We set up that game to win at least 3-0. We should have won at least 3-0, and we're here talking about a draw and talking 100%. About we should have scored more goals. So it's more 100%. Frustration on the players. And then but then again, the good thing, if you can't win, don't lose. So
and look, here's another thing to put that in context. I think the other thing there, to your point, like, the good thing is here, we've had kind of a narrative that we can't do anything without Ebbs. That's not true. There were a ton of attacks that should have resulted in goals today without Eze on the pitch. We didn't take him, and so maybe if he's on there, he buries some of those chances. Like, it really sucks that Sarr missed those chances, but like, the attacks were there. The opportunity to create goals were there.
Sorry, Tim. Do you think this is a different game with Eze and Wharton inside?
I think it's a different game with Wharton in there. I'm not sure that it's a different game with Eze. Maybe it might be.
Maybe more chances, because you talk about Nketiah.
We created plenty of chances, D.
That's the thing. How many more chances do you need? Like, it was on us. How many more chances do you need?
You don't
not scoring a goal.
Right. You know, like, the argument for Ebbs is that he's more clinical, but dude, that guy's missed. I'm not trying to slate Ebbs here, because I love Ebbs, but he's missed tons of chances this year. The issue today is not creating chances. That's why I don't think Ebbs is not the missing piece there. Wharton is different. If Wharton's in there and you have Wharton and Decore, I think we win that game. A healthy Wharton and Decore, I think we win that game going away, because I think.
Healthy Wharton and Decore, we win that game easily.
Absolutely.
We win that game easily, especially that midfield. Like, with them two playing, I just can't wait for it. And hopefully, fingers crossed, it happens after the international break. Because I've been waiting for it all season long. I think both of their games just suit the system.
Totally.
Yeah. It would be a delight to watch. Just watch the second half against Chelsea, and then you'll see.
I know. Yeah. I'm hungry to see more of that. But anyway, I mean, like you said, frustrating for different reasons. 19 shots, only 7 on target. And then of those 7 on target, like,
big chances that we missed.
Big chances.
Anyways, just quickly before you go, Tim, a quick shout out to Dean Henderson. I thought he didn't have that much to do throughout the game. I know we considered 2 goals. Well, especially in the first half, let's just say that. But in the second half, he did come up big. He did come up big for one
Big
or
time.
two big chances. And he tried his best. I guess that's the thing with Dean Henderson. He has games as he does against Forest, but for the large parts, he has come big for Palace so far this season.
Yeah, and I don't think he's. I mean, do I think he's responsible for either of those goals? I don't. I think he gets. I mean, Wolves took advantage of mistakes on our part. I don't think he's responsible for either of those goals, but boy, that hand that he gets on the Sarabia chance, that was fantastic. Really good. Really good.
And even in the second half, when he put his body on the line,
yes.
I thought he got concussed, but thankfully it was fine. But yeah, literally massive save there as well. So yeah, I mean, it's a weird game. It's a weird game. It's a weird game to talk about. But here we are, week's rest, and then we go again. We go again in the quarterfinals. In the last week, picked up 4 points, beat Spurs. Of course, today you wanted a win, but picked up a point away from home, and we got something to build on. That's the most important thing. Last 3 results is something to build on. 2 wins and a draw. It's not the worst thing in the world. I guess with Wolves, it's just they concede a lot of goals, but we scored goals. We should have just scored more. That's the problem. We scored more. But yeah, let's see. All right, cool, Tim. Great having you on, and hopefully we'll catch up with you again soon.
Take care, man. Up the Palace.
See you up the Palace. If you do want to call into the show, make sure to click on the pinned comment. Whatever opinion that you have, feel free. The comment is in the live comment section, so all you have to do is click on the link to join us live. I'll go through some comment section. As I said at the start of the show, I'm having a bad day in terms of a headache, so I don't know how much longer I can go on for. Matthew saying our chances are sitters and just not good enough. Felt like our front line could have been out there all night and not scored. Yeah, it felt like that. Nothing was literally going for us. Nothing was going for us in terms of in front of goal. You have to look at some of these players and they have to take responsibility, because if we're not creating chances, we look at Glasner, right? Because we're looking at the system. Why can't we create more chances? Balance this, that. I mean, we've had this conversation so far this season, but today you have to look at the front 3. And I'm not looking at Mateta in this conversation. I'm looking at Nketiah. I'm looking at Ismail Assar. Ismail Assar in particular, Ismail Assar in front of goal today absolutely stunk the place. He was just really bad. He should have had at least 1 goal. And you could tell by his body language when he was going off. He was not a happy man. And he shouldn't be. With what he produced in front of goal. Then on the other end, Nketiah, yeah, he didn't miss that many chances in front of goal, but he could have created more chances. We had an opportunity in the second half. If he played it through to Ismail Assar, he could have been through on goal, 1-on-1, and Mateta could have been there. So he could pass it to him. Like, it could have been 2-on-1 in that situation. But that's the thing. It's on the players and the decision making. We just didn't have that in today's game. And I genuinely don't know how we didn't win the game. But on the large parts, you'd rather have conversations such as, I don't know how we didn't win that game, rather than I don't know how we didn't lose that game. Well, you can make the argument Wolves, they still have 1 or 2 attacks. But in the general part, I feel like Palace deserved the win. It's performances that you can build from. And yeah, we just have to go back to the training ground. I don't know what it was today. We haven't really been clinical in front of goal throughout the season, to be fair. But today was something else. It was something else for Premier League players. But yeah. No, I haven't had no aspirin or any meds so far. SARS through if they don't handle JP's pass. Yeah, we had that moment as well. So we had tight margins, but forget about those half chances. We had chances directly in front of goal, and it was on us today that we leave with a point rather than 3 points. Simple as that. It's on the players today. That's fine. You do have days like this, but we've got a week now to rest up and figure things out in front of goal. And then we go again. The biggest thing is we create chances. The intensity, once again, was there today. The press was there. As I've said all season long, as long as the press is there, we will create chances. And today, once again, nearly scored a goal in the last minute. It shouldn't have been disallowed, by the way, people. Let me know what you think in the comment section. But for me, I think that was weak from Anthony Taylor. He had a pretty decent game. He didn't try to stop the game as much. He tried to avoid giving out cards as much as he can. But you look at the situation. I mean, the protection that the goalie has is crazy. He didn't have, it's not like he had the ball in his arms and Munoz came and kicked it out of it. Like, he touched it with both of his hands However, it wasn't like he had full control over the ball. We're watching a slow motion and he loses it kind of straight away. So I don't understand how you rule that to the defensive team rather than attacking side. It wasn't clear and obvious, that foul. Munoz didn't have much contact on Jose Sarr. But then again, the reason why I'm not really talking about that and being as crazy as frustrated with that decision is because at the end of the day, it falls down on us. If we took the other chances that we've had all game long, then we're not even talking about disallowed decisions. So we just have to be better in front of goal. And today we weren't. And Nketiah just greedy. Problem is Fulham is better than Wolves. Yeah, Fulham are better than Wolves, and it's going to be a difficult game. It is going to be a very difficult game. Wolves, of course, one of the worst, if not the worst defensive side in the Premier League so far this season. The amount of goals that they've conceded. So yeah, it's not going to be an easy one. But the only hope that I have is that we have a week to prepare for that game rather than a few days, especially after that League Cup game. But yeah, here we are. If the ref didn't blow it, I don't think VAR overturns it. The referee didn't blow it though. The referee didn't. Oh well, yeah. Well, the referee didn't blow it in terms of before Mateta scored. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with you. He blowed it after we scored a goal, and if he doesn't blow it, yeah, that's not getting overturned. That's 100% not getting overturned. And that's the simple fact about the situation. VAR agreed with the ref. Overall, in my opinion, VAR is more favorable for the bigger size overall in the season. Yeah, but I don't think that really matters today because it's not like we face a City or United. But VAR this season, they kind of took a laid back approach rather than, being there and changing decision. They're kind of happy with the game to flow in the referee's favor. So I'll be honest, as soon as the referee blew that whistle, unless it was something drastic, they were not going to overturn that. So that was it. No, blew it. But we spoke about that. Jack saying, at least we're having good chances compared to only a few games back when we were barely getting any chances. Shows a lot of improvement. Yeah. And I think that's the hope that I have going forward. The fact that we create chances with the amount of plays that we are missing, key plays especially as well, it's not bad. Then again, we are facing Wolves. I did expect us to create chances in this game regardless, because I do feel like the players that are on the pitch, they should create chances against Wolves because of how bad they've been defensively. And we saw it firsthand with the two of the goals that they've conceded. Today, it's just quality in front of goal. People need to stop scapegoating Kamada. I don't know. He's going to be a conversation every other week, it seems like, because he was when he first joined Palace on a free transfer, there was a lot of hype around him, right? He's had that European experience, played under Glasner, and once again, he started another game in the Premier League in that midfield role. So I think there's a lot of focus on Kamada. But today, I don't think he had like an awful game, Kamada. Then again, he was like an average performance at best. But I don't think Kamada is the reason why we didn't win this game. I truly don't think that. I think maybe defensively on the counter, we could have been a bit better with the goals that we conceded. I mean, for the second goal, I believe it was Mitchell. He was out of position, for example. And then the first goal, Chalobah just completely missed the ball. So, there was one or two defensive errors, which we haven't really seen that much so far this season. And in front of goal, if we take our chances, then it's a different game. I think it's bigger than Kamada. Kamada wasn't directly, I don't think, anyways, I need to watch the goals back, directly involved with any of the goals that we conceded. We could have done better on both ends of the pitch. But yeah, our passing today wasn't great. It wasn't great. And maybe the one thing that you can get onto Kamada about is his passing. But then again, it wasn't too bad, 85%. But then again, on the eye test, at times, you just think maybe be a bit more direct forward. Especially Hughes in that regard. I think it was the first half where he was being asked to pick up the ball from the defenders, and he goes and picks up the ball from the defenders, and Gahey's telling him to turn around and give it forward, but then he'll give it back to the defenders. I feel like our build-up play, it wasn't that great in particular. It just in transition moments, we just had to be better. I thought Kamada had a better game for us today. Lemina came on and our whole midfield struggled. Yeah, our midfield just collapsed after Lemina came on. Lemina kind of took control. Gomez for them had a good game as well. Can we start calling him Kahamada? I don't know what you mean by that. But yeah, Kamada's not my cup of tea. He has to prove it. Right? Because he hasn't really been that convincing since he's joined Palace. So we just have to be patient as get through the next game. And I think when we do have a fit squad, I mean, right now, you look at the bench today, by the way, it was extremely weak. We had Remy Matthews, Matt Turner on the bench. We had 2 goalies on the bench. And then we had 4 youngsters. And then the first team players, Czech Decore, Klein, and Jeffrey Schlupp. Like, in terms of first team, of course, Asher was there as well, and Deveni and Ume, etc. But like the bench, in terms of the actual first team players, those 3 who came on, it's not... just literally, apart from Decore and Nathaniel Klein and Jeffrey Schlupp, you don't expect them to have a major impact to the game. We saw Jeffrey Schlupp against Villa. He looks gassed as soon as he came on. And that's why he came on in the 90th minute today, probably, despite Sarr missing all their chances. So yeah, it was such a weakened bench. But yeah, our starting 11 was good enough, and no one's denying that. But Andrew makes a good point here. 3 games in 6 days, that's always going to be a difficult game. Well done, Palace. And I agree with that as well. I expect us to have more energy now against Fulham, attack them, and let's just see how it goes. But I think Kamada will score before Sarr and then Ketia. He has scored, I guess you're talking about, in the league. I don't think so, It depends if he scores against Fulham, because I don't really see him starting that many games if he continues playing as it is right now. A lot of questions about depth. Where is it we need improving? I think right now we have a bad luck of injuries in terms of France is out. I mean, ignore him. But Richards, Chad Riyad, Lerma, Eze, Walton. I mean, yeah, we've had a bit of bad luck with injuries, but in the attacking front, I mean, yeah, there are questions about depth there in terms of the creative players, because we only brought in Sarr rather than someone else. But look, people, I'm going to wrap it up here. As I've said, I'm not having the greatest of days in terms of health-wise. But if you have enjoyed it, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so. But that's it from me. And until next time, up the Palace.